It's the MECCAMORPHOSIS Mecca Morphosis.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. I don't know how to get rid of these little blind lines, but hey. I am in no, I look cute, but also this is heavily distracting. So I'm about to head out. I'm going to like this little Baltimore mixer thing or whatever. And anyway, so I just got finished listening to the Andre 3000 podcast on Broken Records podcast, and damn, that's son. Okay, son. Now we gotta figure this out. All right, so now I just got this one evil ass strip. I kind of look magical. That's cool enough. So I wanted to touch on something that Andre 3000 was saying in the podcast, and just kind of talk about that for a little bit. So anyway, let me scoot up, let me sit and get ready. So Andre 3000, 3 stacks, Mr. Benjamin, I wonder if that's one of his nicknames. I don't think so, but he's a Gemini and I'm a Gemini, so I have a good understanding about, you know, what he going through or whatever, because anyway, just kidding. He was talking about basically how he isn't motivated to make another album, which, yes, breaks my heart as a stan. However, I totally understand where he's coming from, especially when he starts talking about how like he feels like his legacy is a handicap for him, and how like it's just these high expectations if he comes out with another album and stuff like that. And I want to start doing my hair. And yeah, so I totally understand where he's coming from. Now, in no way, shape, or form, baby, am I somebody with a legacy or any type of thing like that, but I am somebody who wants to have that type of effect on people, I suppose, with my art and just me as a person, or just the things that I write, because at the end of the day, I'm still a writer and I still love writing, and I always have fun when I can like make something that make people go ooh, like oh damn, like those reactions is like ah. And because I mean, like, coming from just a fantastic group of people who do a mixture of battle rap and poetry, shout out to Do More Baltimore, like it's just in me. It's just in me to want to be able to have that reaction. However, it's just like, as I, you know, put out poem after poem, and I had my first good set of poems. Like, they're not the best thing in the world, but they are pretty good. They are pretty up there, and you know, I feel like people really respect me as a poet, which is really awesome. Especially like in the city, in Baltimore. And like, I mean, if you ask who are some of the great poets in Baltimore, I'm probably going to make that list for a few people that you meet, and that's a lot of fun to, you know, just have that honor, right? However, I do get nervous about stuff like that, because first of all, I didn't even know I was going to be like a poet for real. Like, it kind of just happened, and I didn't really expect it to kind of be the course that my life took. Because I definitely wanted to be an actor, and I definitely wanted to be in movies, and I still do want to do those things, but like, poetry was really a tool that I wanted to learn in order to help create a family for myself here in Baltimore, because I'm originally from Jersey. And when I came here and I met like my mentor, and then I met my mentors and the other teachers, and then like within the organization and the other students and stuff like that, I was like, oh, if I write better, you know, more people will love me and I will have more friends. And that's what my hunger lied. Like, I was like, my hunger lied in those things, and I was just like, man, I need to get better so that way I I need to get better. I need to beat everybody so that way they'll love me. And basically that's how that whole thing happened. So after I acquired those things, like I have, you know, an extended family here in Baltimore, and I love everybody here, and it's reciprocated, and you know, people really love my writing and stuff like that, and they support me. It kind of made me lazy, and I was just like, yeah, I got what I got. I'm at the pinnacle of what my hunger wanted. And so why I bring that up is because I think about like what Andre was saying. Is just like, I don't know, it's like I feel like as a fan, it's like once you become a legend, it's like, okay, so do I need to create anything else? What can I create to even continue that status? What if I create something trash? And like also when he started talking about like the way he judges himself now because he's been in it so long. I've been doing poetry for 4 years. Doing slams for 4 years too, because that's how I basically started doing poetry, was slamming. It's hard for me to write now because it's like every time I write something I'm judging myself. I'm like, ugh. And I'm trying to get out of that, and ways that I've been trying to get out of that is basically like writing every day, no matter what comes into mind. If it's crap or if it's good, just write it, you know. So like trying to write something every day, and being kinder to myself. My friend Anita, she told me that, and I was talking to her about a situation and stuff like that, and she was like, you should be kinder to yourself. And I'm not very nice to myself. Like that judgment, like after you get so used to being judged by the people, and then you get to a point where all the judgment is good criticism, and then now you feel like you have that knowledge now to judge other people, and all those other people are including yourself. Like you start judging yourself, like, oh, that line's trash. Oh, people are gonna think this trash. I already know how people are gonna feel about this line. I already know how people are gonna feel about that line. So now I have to come up with something better to replace that line. So that's kind of like the thought process there. It's like you thinking about everything, like the future, and not about the right now. And that's when I think about like imposter syndrome, because somebody had mentioned to me that I look up to a version of myself all the time before I can even get there, and like I'm already judging myself. Like it's like a future self is judging me for not being there yet, and that's basically me. Like that's me to a T. That's me 100%, because like I will sit here and try and write something, and I'm like, I already know this isn't where everything needs to be. And it's like, of course not everything where it needs to be yet, because I didn't take the time to craft it into the vision that I have for it already. And I don't think I have and it's weird because like I feel like I don't have the tools, when it's like years ago I didn't care if I had the tools. I would just write. So like where there are areas that aren't so, you know, sharpened, you go back in and you fix it. You don't have it fixed immediately. And it's so easy to talk about it now, but like when you're in the process and you're uninspired and stuff like that, which goes back to my first video where inspiration is such a whore, and I just wish that I can just go back into that beginning era of like when you first fell in love with the thing that you did, and you know, and everything was so new, and it was like nerve-wracking and exciting. That's why I've tried to do so many different things with poetry rather than just write poetry, but I feel like I haven't even like mastered that in a way. So it is very hard to like articulate that type of process. And that's why I was like, damn, Andre, I get you, cuz I don't got millions of dollars, but I get you, cuz the mantra of the year following up is basically just to be kinder to myself as an artist, and allow myself to grow. Because I think when we judge ourselves, and like before we even got to where we need to be, it's like you're never gonna get there if you're already looking at yourself and saying, you ain't make that yet, you're not good enough yet, you're not good enough for that thing yet. So in the beginning, it wasn't am I good enough, it was just do. And that's where I want to get back to. It's just like, just do it. That's why I wanted to start the movie podcast so bad, because it's like I needed something else that channels my creativity, channels me, and I'm not thinking about how to capitalize off of it. And also that's why I started playing Dungeons and Dragons, and why it's so special and sacred to me, because it's like, yo, like, I don't want nobody interfering in on this moment, like us just being ourselves and other people at the same time. It's just like, oh, now the light won't go. That's crazy. Anything in particular, anything that I can just do, like because I love video games, I love movies, I do love poetry, but I never wanted to be a poet. And I'm glad people appreciate my poetry, but it's not everything that I am. And it's hard to get away from that image that you already put out. Like with Andre 3000, he's Andre 3000. Like, he can do whatever he want, for real. Like, nobody gonna say nothing, but everybody gonna be like, well, when you rapping though. And I think it takes a lot to have to, as an artist, in order to entertain and, you know, be different. You have to keep reinventing yourself. And I think in the case of Andre, it's like people reinvented him for him in their minds. It's like, you know, going so from just Andre 3000 to legend so quickly. It's like people, and the anticipation and the story of Andre, the legend of Andre, it's like, when is he gonna come back? It's like he's like this troll. And even though I'm pretty sure, and the reason why I feel so connected to that, because I know nobody in the world thinks that of me. But I think that of myself. It's like, when am I going to make something great? Or give something to the people that, you know, really resonates with them? Why haven't I done it already? And am I good enough to do those things? But I don't want to worry about that. I definitely want to try not to worry about those things anymore. Because that's not freedom. It's really not. It's really not freeing at all. Because then that's when you start doing it for everybody else. And, you know, it's not fun anymore. Could you imagine if I was a doctor and was like, I'm healing a lot of people, but I'm not healing myself? But yeah, so yeah, I really respect Andre for really being like, yo, like, I'm not making nothing until I'm ready to make something. And I try to do that too. I try not to write until I'm ready to write, but it's like so many things are happening, so many events, so many submissions, and all these things that you're missing out on because you aren't doing things. But I mean, that's me. I'm Mecca. I'm a regular person. I'm regular, schmegular, degular. But like I said, it's great to know that other people feel that way too. And also great to know that, you know, that a lot of these things don't change, but you do, you know, if you want, you can keep figuring out ways to get around them. And when you do, it is a beautiful moment. I felt that way after I finished writing autocorrect. I felt that way after I finished writing Weird Science and all these other poems that are now like considered some of a good catalog of mine. And because I mean, like, after I finished, I was able to say what I really wanted to say without overthinking it. I was just like, oh, thank God. You know, I'm a crybaby, so, you know, sometimes I'm like, I'm crying, I'm grateful, and I'm thinking whatever the powers of art may be, and I'm like, oh, finally I got that out. Like, been so stifled and so dormant. And I mean, I'm feeling that way now, because I feel like there's a lot of things that I know I want to write about that I can't yet because I haven't really finished processing them. So that's also super difficult. Art just don't happen like that. You have to really digest all the feeling, all the emotion, and then you're able to tell the story. But sometimes the stories choose when they want to be written. It's not just about you, it's about the poetry too, and the art too. Like, and a lot of these things just craft themselves. So I think it all comes down to a lot of patience with yourself and with the people who believe in you. throw your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. It's all fish and chips and all that. Oh no, fish and grits. Fish and chips, I'm Andre 3000, yo. I have yet to watch him as Jimi Hendrix. And I don't think I want to. No shade, no tea. It just look funny. Hey, thank you so much for listening to me ramble. Today was just a ramble, and I really wanted to kind of just talk about these feelings I've had because your girl gets it. But a lot of people feel that. It's about what I want to do and when I want to do it and how I want to do them. I know I want to work hard, but I'm gonna be kind to myself and I'm gonna be patient with myself because I have a lot of time and I have a lot of love from the people that I know, and really that's it. So thank you for listening once again. Thank you for listening to me rant and ramble, and I have a lot of great videos planned for next year, and I'm gonna make sure I do a lot better with my YouTube videos. I'm so excited. I have a whole list of videos. I haven't chosen a specific day for my YouTube videos, but yeah, I'm gonna like have everything planned out. Also, you know, I don't love you, but I like you strongly. And if you like me, you can like this video, okay? Like and subscribe. Bye. You little stinker, you. I love you. You.